So welcome back to Belt of Iron. This is Weeza, and we're going to continue on with the demo. Now that we've made it into the steel age, what we need to do is go ahead and split the output from the furnace, which is making iron plates, into a splitter. One of them is going to go into basic storage, which we're going to go ahead and put these back in here. And this is going to basically just be the standard iron plate storage. We need to get one more smelter in place so we can take this split and put it into a smelter right here or somewhere around here, which what it's going to do is take 4 of the plates and ended up making those into steel plates, which we're going to need those to start upgrading other items. So we'll throw some coal in here from another splitter I'm about to put together. So that now is going to be full. It should be. Yeah, that's now full. Perfect. Yeah, and I need to feed that other smelter right there from over here, which I've just removed that belt anyway, because I want to go ahead and split that. So let's go ahead and throw the splitter on here. It's all very exciting stuff. Yeah, I'm leaving this one open because I don't know. We might need it for something. It's already there and it's not really, I guess, taking up any additional space. So we'll go ahead and leave it there. So we'll put that one back here where it went and we'll move this one over here. And I think if we do this correctly, it should not clip anything. And it should do a pretty decent angle, I think. Yeah, and it should come right over here. Oops. If I do it correctly, that would definitely help. Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like you can't increase the height until you actually click on it, which is interesting. I guess that works. So yeah, you have to turn it blue. Then you can lift it up. Yeah, there we go. Could be worse. And shocker, I'm out of plates. I am glad that you can pull them right off the belt. That is nice. I mean, that's a very basic thing for most types of games like this, but you know, sometimes it seems like it's a common sense is not common, as they say. So what we've got going on here is we've got the fuel coming in. We've got the plates coming in. So we should be getting, yep, there we go, steel plates. And I didn't actually set it to that either. So, but I guess it makes sense because we're bringing in the iron plates, of course, not just the iron. So duh, yeah. Stop and think about it. Makes perfect sense. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and set up a real quick storage just to have these things being produced as well, because we're going to need these for the higher end research products that we're going to need to start creating immediately. So we can fast forward the, oh geez, that's terrible. I don't like how it like does that whenever you're putting something down, how that clips that way. It's kind of weird. I guess that's not quite straight in front of it, but let me fix that. It's just going to get on my OCD nerves, but also close enough. This is not a full playthrough, of course, so it's just one of those things, but that is a lot better. Okay. Just going to spread it out a little bit more. So yeah, we'll start collecting these, and they produce fairly quickly as far as I can tell. I say that, and now I'm a liar. Okay, it's 80 a minute. That's not terrible. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so what I need to do now is go ahead and start creating the industrial data packs. So that's going to take obviously 2 steel plates and 2 electromagnets. The electromagnets are not difficult to create. We need the copper wire and iron plates, which is easy to do. So let me go ahead and get some of those things underway, and we'll at least start unlocking some more research items because we need the higher end research for fluid extraction and everything else down the menu. Mining speed, I guess we could go ahead and do that, but it's kind of like, is it necessary? But this is the first thing we're going to unlock is the rifle. So I need to go ahead and generate 20 of the industrial data packs, and then we can go ahead and unlock the rifle. And then I want to run around and see if we can find some big enemies or whatever type of enemies we can get. Get a whole lot more bullets, go ahead and put it down some turrets. And I think actually, yeah, I've made concrete. Let's get some iron plates and throw down some turrets. See how those look. I mean, can you go wrong with turrets? I don't think so. Let's make, I don't know. Well, let's start with 2. See what they look like. Oh my God, these things are massive. Okay, let's put it next to the power generator. That makes sense. Oh, look at that. It's belt fed. So you can actually obviously just make ammunition for it, which let's just go ahead and throw that in there. Yeah, that works. Cool. So one thing I have not found still is I'm like, I don't know if it's in the game or not yet. If it's not, it'd be strange for there to be a demo and there not be some type of way to automate certain things. Because so far I haven't seen it. Oh, here it is. It's the assembler. I don't know when we unlock this, but I guess it's irrelevant. But this is actually great because now we can actually start feeding everything into the different equipment that we need. And I don't know when that came out. That's crazy, but that's cool. Now we can take care of that. But we've got some ammunition in this. Oh, that's kind of cool. That graphic's great. It's interesting that they have it out of stone and plaster and mortar, plus metal and such. That's cool. Very nice design. Yeah, I feel like a bit of an idiot for missing that assembler, which is right there. Wow. Okay, so we have an assembler created. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it down right here just to see what it's going to actually start being able to produce. And I know this is about to be a complete mess. One thing that I really wish that this game had, and it might eventually, is like foundations. So you could build on a flat area. So it's a little easier because there's a lot of issues with the terrain and such. As you can see, this doesn't look very good. If they had things where, you know, if you're putting it on this level and it automatically, the foot extended, that'd be kind of cool. Okay, let's see. Why would you want to automate the assembly of research tables? That doesn't make any sense, but you know, whatever. I guess it's just a basic item you can construct. Yeah, so obviously we can, you know, manufacture ballistic rounds and such like that, but I don't think that's necessary. We could just load up the turrets with ammunition and everything else from the onset. I think the industrial data pack is probably a good idea to do, but I really don't even know if that's necessary. Where we are in this stage of the game, and since it's just a demo, I don't think I'm going to spend too much time going into like crazy automation and everything else, but we'll see. I mean, because I don't know what it's going to take for us to go ahead and do this stuff down here. This is actually what I'm thinking that the automation would be useful for, is the fluid storage. Once we unlock the fluid storage here, right here, once we unlock this, we're going to have steel pipes and pipe junctions and such. So I think the steel pipe itself might be something that we need to have automated, because that's going to be probably quite a bit, especially if we want to bring everything back to a central location. Since we currently don't have vehicles, that kind of makes sense that you would do that, because walking back and forth across this map is kind of crazy. But it also depends on how far away things are. We don't know yet because I haven't been anywhere. I do want to walk over there though, because it looks like that's a desert biome. It might just be, you know, graphically not loading in or whatever, but we're going to go over there in just a few minutes. Let me go ahead and unlock the rifle, because it should be a better weapon. Create a lot more ammunition, put up one more turret, and we'll go ahead and run over there. Oh, please. Okay, so immediately as I push pause, I ended up saying, you know what, let's just go ahead and automate the industrial data pack. And I'm like, that shouldn't be too much of a problem, which is really not. It's just the interesting thing about this is, you know, it's the terrain and everything else, which, you know, whatever, it is what it is. That's kind of like, I can appreciate why they're doing it, because, you know, you are on a, you know, whatever, some foreign planet or whatever. Totally fine. So work with the terrain. But yeah, so what we're doing here is going ahead and changing this recipe, because this is the last step of this process. So let me go ahead and connect this and we'll show you what we got. I mean, it's kind of obvious really, but let's see. Close enough. And usually whenever I'm setting up a base and like Satisfactory or whatever, I am very meticulous about making sure things don't clip and whatever else. But as this is a, like, you know, kind of a trial of, you know, how this game is going, I didn't want to spend too much time, considering probably nothing that we're doing here is ever going to stick around. But anyway, so what we got now, we have the industrial data packs being produced, which took, what was it, 3 assemblers total, I believe? Yeah, there's one there making the coils. Yeah, one here making the electromagnets, and then it goes into that. The steel plates and the electromagnets are what's required to make those. So yeah. That's cool. So now we can actually start unlocking things a little bit faster, because these things actually, one of the reasons why I did it is because I started making them manually, and oh my God, it's slow as molasses. So yeah, that was one of the reasons. Like, okay, I get it. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, craft it by hand, considering it takes enough of them to justify going ahead and automating that one process. So yeah, but anyway, it's already a complete disastrous of a mess, but meh. It's the power of industry. Let me see what we need to do here. The mining speed, I still think that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. It takes 200 of those data packs, and I don't really want to waste too much on that, quite frankly. The fluid extract is what we really need to start working on, but I need to get this rifle first. So we've got 12 on us. Let's go Go ahead and get the rest of them over here. This should be enough. Now it should be enough. Hopefully there's 8 of them. Ah, look at that. We needed 8 and we're just early on winning the lottery, as is the way. Okay, so let's unlock this rifle. Wait a minute. Oh, I need to upload them. Oops. So this is an interesting thing. There's only 1 input for the research lab. So you would need to get 2 research labs, one for the normal salvage data and then one for the industrial salvage data to upload them both at the same time. I very much suspect whenever this game comes out in its full release that you're going to have a need and a justification to do just that, because that tech tree is probably going to be quite expansive when it's all said and done. I could see how it would build on itself. So yeah. And so far I do like what I'm seeing. This could be quite a lot of fun. And as you progress, I can absolutely see why you would want to have your research speed increased. But what we could do is just go ahead and, I guess, build one more science or research lab and put it at the end of this and go ahead and automate that process, because from the looks of it, yeah, we're going to need a whole bunch of it. So at least it's going to go ahead and, oh my God, that last one was 1,000? Okay, for research speed 3. And it's so funny that that's like one of the last things on the chain for increased research speed. But at that point, what else are you going to be researching and why? But obviously, full release of the game would make that a little bit different. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this down, connect it up, and we'll go ahead and get this research automated. I'm wondering if you can actually connect power from the drill to the... Doesn't look like it. No, doesn't look like it. Oh, wait. No, you can't do it. Fair enough. Oh, wait a minute. Can you? If you do this? Holy crap, you can. That is cool. I do like that you can daisy chain off of that. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so that's just automatically throwing that in there now. That's cool. Excellent. Okay, so we're about to have 20 of the industrial data packs. We can go ahead and unlock this rifle. There we go. Nice. Let's see what that is. 4 steel plates. Yeah, cool. Luckily, we already had everything on us to do that. We need to make some more ammunition as well. So let's see how this pew pew works. Still sounds like a little pop gun. That's funny. But at least now we've got, I'm assuming, a better weapon. Does it actually say? No, it doesn't say anything about damage. It's just talking about the speed. You know, I just created some ammunition and I have no idea where it went. Well, that's interesting. Maybe I'm having another stroke, an ammunition stroke. So I went ahead and decided to automate all of the research that we need. I mean, it just makes sense, quite frankly. Yeah, so once we connect this, we will have, come on, there we go. We will have the basic salvage data packs being produced as well. So we just need to go ahead and move this research station right here over to the other side, and then we have all of that automated. So now we have everything that we need currently, even though it's just a gigantic mess everywhere. But, you know, whatever. As we know, it can always be worse. Yeah, I'm not trying to recreate anything from Let's Game It Out. That's not my intention. So, yeah, let's just hook this up, call it a bit of a messy day. And yeah, so that's now going to be insufficient power. Well, it's still running though at 100%. Power's 38. So yeah, I guess I just need to throw another power generation thing in there. That's interesting. I wasn't paying attention to that. That's obviously been a thing for a while. But the good thing is, and luckily, I have this other node here, or this other outlet. Look at that. It's like I planned it for something and I really didn't. It's just a thing. So that should be fairly easy to fix though. Yeah, copper plates and iron plates, easy. I mean, the question is really like, why only make one power generator when you can make multiple? And of course, it's not going to connect. That's a fun thing. This is one of the things that you have to deal with quite a bit. And I'm not sure if it's by design or what. I guess it really depends on who you ask, but not that big of a deal. And the same thing happens in other games that have been around for a while. But yeah, I went ahead and made a couple of them. And that's the thing. See, sometimes if you just like bring the extension out, yeah, that's definitely not going to fit. Okay, let's just move these a bit farther out. I mean, this should be far enough. Surely. It's funny. I've had a ton of coal in my inventory since I started playing this game, and I can't get rid of it because it's just a thing, I guess. Okay, so those are now on. Yeah, they're both running. Cool. Let's see if it actually gives us any information on production. Yeah, it does. Grid satisfaction is now 100%. So we're good to go on that. That's cool. Load is 65. Yeah, excellent. So we're now good. We're now working at 100% efficiency on electricity, at least power production. And I don't know if you've noticed that, but how whenever you're flying around, it's you go a little bit farther than you think you're going to. So something to get used to for sure, but that's not really a surprise. I mean, you're flying around. Okay, so we've been generating 83 salvage data pack and 36 industrial. Let's see if we can unlock anything that's going to be beneficial to us now. Fluid extraction, yeah, we can unlock that. And we're close to unlocking fluid storage and oil production. So as that's going to be doing that, let's see what the steel pipes need to create those. I can make them myself? Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. Let's just make all of them. We're going to need those in short order anyway. But we should be fluid extractor. Here we go. We need 4 steel pipes and 2 iron gear. Well, that's actually not hard at all. That's kind of cool. Okay, fair enough. Oh, look at this. It uses electricity to extract water or crude oil from deposits. So yeah, obviously we're going to be doing quite a bit of different stuff here. And I guess, where the heck are we going to go for oil? And there's not water, so I guess you just put it on any kind of water source. Let's see, if crude oil is 567 that way. Oh, it's actually fairly close over there too. Yeah, 492, 416. I guess we're going to that one over there. Yeah, because we can just go ahead and run electricity from this side. That makes sense. I might just go ahead and throw up more power generation too. I mean, why not? We can go ahead and make this look like a complete, absolute disaster. But that's what we're here for, right? No. The answer is no. So let me go ahead and set up this power to, I'm just going to put 4 of them down instead of just 2 here. So we can go ahead and at least have enough power on the onset to go ahead and create that thing over there. Okay, hooking up 2 more. The load is only at roughly 30%, so that is actually pretty good. We should be able to expand on that quite significantly. So we're going to go ahead and get everything ready to get some fluid extraction. And while we're doing that, you know, I haven't forgotten about going a creature hunting. I think the oil is right over there, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and get this stuff ready for oil fluid extraction. I guess we just need 1 of these for now, I'm assuming. I'm not really sure how this is going to work, but let's go find out. Yeah, I haven't seen any other enemies since that first interaction in the first episode. So that in itself is a bit interesting. Haven't heard anything, seen anything. Okay, so putting this down, I guess you just hook the pipe up to that right there. Yeah, I guess that right there. Interact. Yeah, no power, obviously. Need to run that, but that's not a surprise. Let's see here. On 4, oh, it goes out this direction. Oh, well, that makes absolute sense. I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing. We can only start running the pipe. Again, I don't know what we're going to be doing with this, quite frankly. But the pipe runs a good distance, though. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Is that going to be... Yep, that was just 1. So that's not too terrible. And I honestly have no idea why I'm running it back to base. It just seems to make sense, I guess, in my head. Yeah, so we just need to run the power over to the oil production. Let's see if we can do this without clipping through trees. That would be amazing. Yeah, I'm not sure how long we can extend these. Okay, here we go. That is as far as you can go. Not too bad. Surely we have enough poles on us to do this. I mean, luckily making light poles is very, very easy. In this game, it takes very little resources, which is a great thing. I think it's just 1 copper wire and a piece of wood. And look at that. It just had enough. I think this should be able to reach. Yep, perfect. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, so it's already produced 160. Output paused because obviously it needs to flow somewhere. I mean, I'm wondering if they actually have anything to do with the head flow and anything else for like just general fluid dynamics and such. That would be very interesting if they did. But currently we are somewhat level all the way down, and we're about to go down. So that we'll at least already have head left on this. So yeah, I stopped this a little bit outside of the, let's call it the spaghetti camp. And yeah, I guess we need to get the fluid manufacturing and everything else unlocked. We don't have that yet, I don't believe. We do not. Oil processing. Ooh, those data packs take forever to make. I need to go check to make sure that they are actually being produced. We might have a stopgap somewhere. Nope, they're still being produced. Yeah, I see them going in. They're just slow. Molasses kind of stuff. Was there an upgrade to that? To manufacturing speed? No, mining speed. And it's not really the mining speed, I don't think. It's the manufacturing speed. Well, I'm going to go ahead and unlock the fluid storage. That would make sense to go ahead and get a couple things stored up. So I'm going to go ahead and make 2 tanks. I might daisy chain some tanks, actually. And go ahead and split them out with the pipe junctions. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me go ahead and set all this stuff up real quick. Get this going. So this has just now become a complete catastrophe. I ended up creating a couple more smelters, splitting more belts to gain efficiency, and I also increased the mining speed. It's just a huge disaster here, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. At least we're gonna start producing stuff a little bit faster. And it's, you know, often one of those things whenever you start putting things together in a game like this is, you know, trying to figure out what goes where and how it actually all comes together. So the point of what I was just doing that for was to improve the speed of steel production, which has been kind of slow, but hopefully this is going to speed it up. And unfortunately, you need steel for a lot of things at this stage in the game, which is not a surprise. Well, I was going to go ahead and do a basic header configuration here with, you know, branching T's and everything else and having a whole run of the storage containers for liquid, but it looks like it is pass through. So that is actually kind of cool. So what I'm going to end up doing is just make a daisy chain of them right here. I'm not sure how well that's going to work out, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway because it just makes sense in my head. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. So let me go ahead and delete some of this. We'll actually replace it, but we're going to go ahead and put in some, I think we'll do 4. Why not? I mean, I don't know how much fluid we're going to need, how much oil we're going to need. So we're just going to go ahead and put in quite a bit of it. And it's just, God, I really don't like the way that there's no foundations, but it is what it is. Again, it would be nice if you could snap to a grid to make sure that it's going to be in line. That would be amazing, but whatever. The oil must flow, just like the spice. Yeah, it looks like it's just that easy. Fair enough. I appreciate the simplicity of it. Okay, so now that we got that done, okay, there is a meter on the side. Okay, it looks like it's roughly 17, 18, 20 minutes. Oh, it's increasing, 40 a minute. That's good. So all 4 of these have filled up fairly quick. Ah, there's the graphic. Okay, that's kind of cool. Nice. So hopefully by the time these are full, we should have enough research done to be able to complete this oil processing. Oh my God, that's gonna take forever. Those data packs. But you know what, while we're doing that, let's go check out this area over here. Looks like I've got plenty of inventory space available. Plenty of ammo as well. Let's go see what danger we can find, if any, quite frankly. So I know that we're gonna end up having to extract water as well. So we could do that. Yeah, I was really curious if there was like different biomes and such, because it kind of looked like there is, but it's also like, is that the end of the map? No, I guess it's not, because I can see deposits beyond that. And you can swim as well, by the way. I found that out. Yeah, I'm wondering if the water physics and everything else, if it actually is correct, because, you know, it was raining for quite a while when we first started the game. And I'm curious if those like areas of the lower areas collect more and more water over time. It'd be kind of cool. Okay, so yeah, this is actually looking much more arid. Well, okay, this is interesting. And I still don't see any enemies. Now, granted, in the first episode, they were literally spawning at my feet. So I'm not sure if that's a thing. And now that I think about it, I was attacking something. I was like, you know, thinking it was like clay or something, but it might have been their mound because I didn't read any of if there was text, I didn't read it. What is that line for? Graphic thing. That's a lot of coal down there. Oh, that right there. That pile, it looks like a pile of mud. And that very well may be what it's supposed to represent, but let's go over here and see if this is what spawns enemies. Because I think there was only one enemy around it when I walked up to it. And when I started hitting it, they just kept coming out. So yeah, I think that's what that is. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm making shit up. Let's see. Yep. I guess I was correct. Pew, 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 pew. Wow, these guns don't do shit. That's terrible. Hey, buddy. I mean, obviously the fighting is kind of basic. That's just an addition of the game. It's not the core of the game, obviously, but how funny. So yeah, you just take this out and they'll stop spawning, which is okay. You take a lot of bullets to take these things out. And they don't give you anything as far as I can tell, which that's kind of annoying, but whatever. I mean, what are you expecting? I'm not really expecting anything. And now I don't know where the hell I am. Now that the fog has rolled in, I have no idea where I am. And let me see. Let's get on the side of this ravine here. Yeah, okay, we're going this way, I believe. I think. And the marker's gone on the map, on the compass up at the top of the screen. That is interesting that now that it's hazy. And there is no map, by the way, as far as I can tell. So I went ahead and set up some turrets closer to the little camp here because I've got another iron generation, another iron node that I'm mining over here. So just to see what this thing would do. I threw a lot of bullets in it, but, well, not a whole lot, 70. And it doesn't seem to do as much damage as my weapon, which is kind of crazy because these guns are massive. Like, you gonna do anything? Are you out of the bullets already? Yes, you are. Wow. Okay, that was kind of crazy. Yeah, so I can't tell if they were attacking the belt or not. It kind of looked like they were. Let's see what they're gonna do. Because some of them were following me, but then others were just staying here at the belt. But it also doesn't look like they can even reach it. Yeah, so I'm not really sure what happens here. I guess I should go make some more bullets and load this thing up. But yeah, I'm curious, like, if you destroy it, does it come back? I'm not really sure. I know nothing. Oh my God. Now that I increased the melee damage, God, the melee damage is better than the gun. So yeah, they were attacking the turret, but yeah, I'll just leave that there. If that respawns, then we'll take care of it then. But what I was doing was just making sure that I have plenty of iron production, because for how I'm producing things currently, that is what I'm using the most of. It's not really a surprise, quite frankly. Well, I have plenty of iron coming in and everything else to continue with whatever we need to do. But we certainly have enough to unlock this now that we've got the data packs in, because I've been greatly increasing the iron production so we can go ahead and do this quicker. And the solid fuel and the lubricated gear, I'm not really sure what those things are, but who cares? Let's go get an oil refinery set up. That always sounds like a good time. And it only takes 10 iron plates. How exciting. Okay, I guess we're going to do it right over here. Kind of makes sense to have it at the end of the oil line. Tends to be how it works. Okay, let's see how big this thing is. Oh, not as big as I thought it would be. Oh, wow. Okay, so I guess it's going to be producing something out of it. Of course, that makes sense. Let's see how this thing's going to work out. Probably poorly. Oh, we're going to need water in this. Yep, that makes sense. Oh, no lubricant. Huh. Well, that just changed this up a bit. Well, I'm going to go ahead and throw one of these pumps on the water. I mean, water's not lubricant, but crude oil cracking. Oh, the products. Oh, man, I'm an idiot. I'm not looking at that correctly. As usual. But let's see. The crude oil's in there. We just need to obviously power it up, which is not really a surprise. Luckily, we've got plenty of everything. Okay, so that is now powered up. It is now producing petroleum and lubricant. What we do with those things, I have no idea. I mean, obviously, we're going to be making solid fuel and lubricant gear, and it's going to take quite a while to actually unlock those as well. So I guess I could say, hold please. So I stepped away from the game and took a jog around the block in IRL, and then completely lied to your face by telling you that. But I think we've got the research points we need to unlock these two things. Let's see what they do. Yeah, I'm wondering if do you create those in the assembler? What I ended up doing, you can see those tanks in the back. I went ahead and put, I think, 3 of each to separate the fluids and everything else, so we can go ahead and stock this up while I was waiting for the research points. And, clearly we're not worried about head lift here, obviously, but, whatever. Let me go over here and check this assembler to see if that, thing unlocked. Yeah, it unlocked solid fuel, but I'm not quite sure how to make that. Maybe in the furnace? I have no idea. No, the furnace doesn't take liquids. And now that it is the assembler, now that I think about it. But this might. Do you do this? Oh, yes, you do. Okay, cool. Let's go set that up. Yeah, my base is an absolute shambles, but whatever. I think we were able to see what was going on here. So, okay. Uneven. It's all uneven. Is that going to work? It might work. No, that's not going to work. Let's bring it up here. So, we're going to go to solid fuel. It only takes crude oil? What? Well, okay. We can go ahead and split it. I'm going to throw that on the other side then. And we'll split the crude oil, I guess, right here. Okay, give me just a second to clean this up. So before I was hooking this up, I put in the other refinery and it was saying that it's insufficient power. So I went ahead and put in one more generator. And then I realized that you can actually do liquid fuel in here. So possibly oil? I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to go ahead and test that too. I mean, why not? I need to go ahead and get some more steel plates though for pipes, but that's easy enough. We're making quite a lot of them now. Okay, so let's go ahead and hook this up. I'm kind of thinking, I want to go ahead and delete this and put a splitter right here, because I'm thinking that we might just branch off of that to see if we can get some power generation off of some type of fuel, but we'll see if that's what we need to do. So this would go in here. Then we can make liquid fuel, or solid fuel, excuse me. Okay, so that is producing that. It still says insufficient power, but it's 99%. Okay, well, fair enough. Okay, so that's being made. I am curious though, since there's, hell, they're right there. I'm just gonna go ahead and see if we can run it this way. Is that stump in the way? That stump is in the way. Sorry, stump, you gotta go. We've got progress to make, or something. Okay, I'm gonna go connect this to here, and that should run that. Let's take the coal out of it. Now it looks like it's gonna take solid fuel. I'm guessing? I don't really know. But it still has some coal left in it, so let's give it a second to at least go through that. I was too excited and I didn't wait. I just went ahead and destroyed it and created it again. Let's see if this is gonna work. Burn fuel to generate electricity. Clearly that is not working. Well, I think there's an easy way to test this though. That's solid fuel. So I'm thinking if we just run a belt over to there, from here, it'll be a fuel source. I'm assuming. I mean, it is solid fuel. Let's see what comes out of this thing, if anything. Okay, there is something coming out. I mean, obviously. Let's see if this works. And you know what? We were producing, I think that green stuff was the lubricant, if I'm not mistaken. So it might have been something else, a different type of fuel that we needed. I'm not sure. We're about to find out though. This is the part of games like this that are really exciting. You know, playing it for the first time and just discovering these kinds of things. Let's see what it does. Oh, yeah, nice. So that power generated is roughly 3544, which is the same as this. I'm just thinking that obviously this is a lot more efficient fuel. So that's kind of cool. So that other item that we unlocked though, I mean, what the heck was that? We got solid fuel and lubricated gear. Unlocks lubricated gear. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'm in the assembler again and I don't have anything for a lubricated gear. So I have no idea how to make that or what it's for, quite frankly. But I was assuming it was going to be for one of those two items there. Yeah, this is lubricant, which would be used for the lubricated gear, obviously. And this is petroleum. So I'm just assuming that we could actually hook that up to the generator as well. That would make sense. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, I think we've pretty much unlocked everything we can. It makes sense at this point because unlocking these, I mean, really, who cares? Since we've already researched everything. But yeah, I think that's a good sampling of what to expect in this game for now. And yeah, I think this game has a lot of potential. I'm looking forward to playing the full release whenever it comes out. But hopefully you've enjoyed it. And as always, thanks so much for joining me. And we will see you in the next one.